One Piece is already following the best timeline and storyline, but as fans, we always have that itch to think about what-if scenarios, and because of this itch, we are making this video today. What if Shanks was already present during the Marineford War? And believe me, you're about to be surprised at how drastically this one small change will alter the story. First, let's consider where Shanks would be placed in the story if he were to appear earlier. It would be quite odd if he arrived before Whitebeard to stand by his crewmate's side, and it would feel very off if he appeared right after Whitebeard did. So Shanks' entry would happen just after the appearance of all the allied fleets of the Whitebeard Pirates. When all the Whitebeard Pirates have appeared on the battlefield and the world government is breathing a sigh of relief, thinking that things couldn't get any worse, that's when Shanks makes his entrance. Now, it's not like Shanks just makes an entrance and he and Whitebeard form an alliance to fight together. Here we have to understand the mentality of pirates, especially someone as proud as Whitebeard. Whitebeard was a very proud pirate who valued his honor and position highly. As soon as he sees Shanks siding with him, he would tell him to leave, stating that this fight is for him and his children to fight and that they don't need him. But Shanks wouldn't just leave, so there would be a clash between them, which would then turn into a fight about their honor. Before fighting the world government, these two captains would start fighting each other, exhausting each other first. But it's not just these two sides there. Everyone else isn't just sitting around for entertainment. If a fight broke out between Shanks and Whitebeard, what happens among pirates would definitely occur. Both sides attacking each other to defend their captain's honor. And most definitely, in this chaos, who would take advantage? Yes, the so-called saviors of the poor, innocent people, the world government. Seeing this opportunity, the world government would make the first move and start massacring both sides. Now that the two captains have started fighting, there would be no way they would suddenly say, "Time please, let's fight each other later and deal with these guys first." Seeing their sides being massacred, they would try to defeat the opponent as quickly as possible, and in doing so, they would stop holding back. Now cut to a few moments later. There are extreme casualties on both sides as they were not only fighting each other, but also being attacked by the world government. Both captains are utterly exhausted, and what started as a fight to save Ace has now become a fight for their honor. The world government thinks it can easily win this fight by defeating the last one standing, but their luck is about to get worse. In the original Marineford arc, Shanks played a very significant role, and as he is now fighting, that role remains unfulfilled. So the third Emperor of the Sea, the supreme commander of the Beast Pirates, and the strongest creature, Kaido, enters the scene at Marineford. Now I want to clear up some misconceptions and destroy a few delusions, so please pay attention to these words. Kaido is not coming for a reunion, but to kill or be killed. I don't know why some people think that Kaido would go to Marineford, help his ex-crewmate Whitebeard save Ace, and then fight Whitebeard. I mean, do you literally think that Kaido gives a single of about all that? Kaido doesn't care who is in what condition. As soon as Kaido reaches Marineford, he starts his rampage. But before that, the one thing he does is warn everyone at Marineford that if anyone comes between his and Whitebeard's fight, that would be their last day with a pumping heart and a working brain. Now the entire story gets terribly messed up. So now there's a brand new Kaido here who already wants to fight the weakened Whitebeard with an exhausted voice. And if he fought Whitebeard, Whitebeard would definitely die. But here Shanks arrives supposedly to save Ace for his captain's sake, for Luffy's sake, for Whitebeard's sake, or maybe for his own sake. We don't really know, but he's sidelined. Then there's the world government which called all the Marines to fight, but now they're terrified because if they try to fight any one of them, then they'll be beaten up by everyone. And in between all of this is Ace, who's thinking that these people didn't come to save him. Now Kaido starts fighting Whitebeard, and Shanks has to step aside. The reason for this is actually very simple. If one pirate challenges another pirate, no third party should interfere as it would only be a distraction for both. After the fight begins, we see Whitebeard being beaten badly, and no member of Whitebeard's crew steps in to help him because doing so would only harm their captain's position. But in the midst of all this, the world government does one thing for sure, which is to take advantage of the situation. They try to continue Ace's execution, but Shanks and his crew stop them right there because no matter how exhausted Shanks is right now, he's still Shanks. Now in this entire scenario, one good thing happens, but what's going to happen next is something neither you nor I will like. The good thing is that amidst all this chaos, Ace survives his execution, Shanks saves him. But now, some players who have been quietly observing or just giving orders are going to enter the battlefield. Those two are Garp and Sengoku. Just their entry into the battlefield means that the world government side has become significantly stronger. Sengoku stops Shanks' crew, and Garp goes after Kaido. But why is this happening? I mean, why would he interfere in their fight? Actually, he isn't, because the fight is already over. Due to his fight with Shanks, Whitebeard is already extremely exhausted, and as we saw, Akainu almost killed Whitebeard, and Blackbeard took away the little life left in him. So standing up to Kaido was something Whitebeard was not capable of doing at the moment. Now Garp Garp starts fighting Kaido, who has just killed an ex-crewmate and someone he considered a rival. And Kaido just wanted nothing more than death, and he thought that Whitebeard could fulfill this wish, but he was killed so easily. Kaido would be angry, and not just angry, he would be a ticking time bomb. At this moment, where Kaido and Garp's fight has just begun, a monster who was waiting for Whitebeard to die, hiding and watching his wish be shattered, Blackbeard was secretly watching Whitebeard die, but with Shanks and Kaido already there, and the entire Marine force that hasn't practically fought anyone properly yet, and all the admirals too. Being a coward, Blackbeard drops his plan of getting Whitebeard's body, and now at this time, those who were sidelined due to the lack of an opponent enter, who are Whitebeard's grand fleet. Their captain just died, so they don't care who's already fighting whom and who isn't. They just want to take down Kaido somehow. And since Kaido brought King with him, King's opponent is Marco, and the rest of the fleet attacks Kaido. After this, Akainu, being a really cunning character, orders the admirals and the rest of the Marines to stay on standby. And at this time, Ace, who is burning with anger, also tries to kill Kaido, but Ben Beckman stops him right there and explains by talking and by force how important it is for him to leave with his crew right now. But Whitebeard's pirates, who have now decided to either die or kill, don't listen to him. After which, Ace also wants to join the fleet in the fight, but since King knows how much of a powerhouse he is, he tries to hold off both Marco and Ace for as long as possible. And after seeing all this, Mihawk had already left, and Doflamingo was just enjoying the fight. Kuma, having no orders, was on standby. Boa was wondering where Luffy was, and Maria stood there turning into Doflamingo Part 2. Amidst all this, when Luffy, Boogie, and the others arrive, they're shocked to see that they came to save Ace, but Ace is already fighting. After seeing this invasion, the Marines finally take action and try to finish them all, which is held off by the Red Hair Pirates. They explain to Luffy that he has no more business here and that he should take everyone and leave. After seeing his brother, Ace finally calms down a little, and on the other side of the battlefield, Garp and Kaido are both heavily wounded. After seeing that Luffy has arrived and knowing how dangerous the place already is, Garp most probably backs off from the fight and tells Luffy to leave. And if anyone objects that Garp wouldn't leave the fight just like that, we've already seen how powerless he became when it came to his family. And seeing how dangerous the situation is, he would want to get Luffy out of there first. And since Luffy has no reason to fight right now, and the Red Hair Pirates and Garp are telling him to leave, and Ace's safety is his top priority, he will leave with a say along with Shanks and crew's promise that they will safely send the rest of the Whitebeard Pirates out of there. Now with Ace and Luffy gone, and those who came with Luffy also gone, but what about the others? Seeing that the Red Hair Pirates are supporting the Whitebeard Pirates, Sengoku allows them to leave safely, as we know what kind of family Shanks is from. Now with their support, if the Whitebeard Pirates can escape from there, it's not like the Marines will capture them in the middle of it. So with this, the Red Hair Pirates also leave, and with all due respect, they will also take Whitebeard's body. So when everyone is left, who's left on the battlefield? That's right, the wounded Kaido and King. And as we've seen before, Akainu wouldn't let this opportunity slip by no matter what. Now no matter how much Kaido struggles, after fighting Whitebeard, Garp, and the entire Whitebeard Grand Fleet, he can't win against the three admirals. So now at Marineford, two legends die together, which are Kaido, Whitebeard, and Kaido's Vice Captain King. After this, let's see what impact this has on the world. Now Ace didn't die, so the time skip didn't happen. And if the time skip didn't happen, the Straw Hats remained weak. Luffy and Shanks' promise to meet at a particular time also remains unfulfilled. The Straw Hats aren't prepared for the new world. So then at 110, they will be killed by Doflamingo, as Luffy has no haki and no other gear besides Gear 3rd. And Gear 3rd also turns him into a Lilliput. Now Ace and Marco will carry forward Whitebeard's legacy, and Wano will be freed as well. And I personally believe that a cunning and cowardly person can change their path, but not their aim. And Blackbeard is both. So how could he change his aim? So now we don't know Blackbeard's exact way, but most probably he would go to Whitebeard's grave to get his devil fruit power. But in the end, what's the point of monitoring all these things if Luffy didn't survive? And if Shanks had arrived just a little sooner or later, the story of One Piece would have been completely destroyed. Just something as small as timing could have ruined everything. With this, that's it for this video. I hope you liked the what if, but I'd like to know your opinions, so make sure to let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, do give it a like and also subscribe to the channel. We'll meet again with another amazing video. Until then, goodbye.